Welcome to our kitchen. Today we prepare ancient Roman stuffed chard from the third book of the Reco Culinaria. We start with ingredients. We need chard, a leek, olive oil, garum, vinegar, flour, raisins, cumin and coriander seeds. According to Pliny, the Romans cultivated two different varieties of chard, called spring and autumn chard, depending on the period of the year in which they were planted. The Greeks instead distinguished between two types, white and black. White chard, also called Sicilian chard, was the best variety we read in the Naturalis Historia. In the third book of the Reco Culinaria, dedicated to vegetables, chard is usually paired with mustard or with sweet ingredients, such as raisins, honey, or passum, which is raisin wine. Another typical combination is with leek, to add a sweet flavor to this vegetable that both Pliny and Martial consider bland. We grind the cumin and coriander in the mortar. We add the raisins and the minced leek and pound them. Then we add the flour and mix until it absorbs all the liquid released by the leek, and we obtain a thick paste. For optimal consistency of the filling, we recommend 1 part each of spices, for example 1 pinch, about 10 grams of raisins, and 30 grams of white wheat flour. We used 1 leek for 8 chard stalks, but the proportion between the chard and leek depends on the size of the vegetables you use. A good ratio for the dressing is 1 part each of the liquid ingredients, such as 2 tablespoons of garum, olive oil, and vinegar. Garum can be substituted with a Southeast Asian fish sauce, muria or colatura di alici, or just salt. You find the links to the recipes for muria and garum in the description below. If you like, you can replace the flour with wheat starch or another thickener, such as ground pine nuts or almonds, and still get an excellent result. We used coriander seeds, but the text only says coriandrum, so if you prefer you can use fresh coriander instead. It's possible to use just the stalk of the chard, as we did, or fold the leaves and roll them after stuffing them, but it is up to you. In this case we recommend a shorter cooking time. There are no instructions on how to cook the chard. You can bake it in the oven or cook it in a pan. Remember to oil the cooking vessel to prevent the chard from sticking. We place a bit of the mixture on the chard stalk, cover it with another stalk, and tie the 2 stalks together. To know more about ancient food, read our book Ancient Roman Cooking, which includes recipes and information about ingredients, sources, and methods of processing and preserving food in the antiquity, as well as descriptions of ancient meals and banquets. The full translation of the Reco Culinaria is available on our Patreon page, along with articles and other translations of historical sources. If you're interested in vegetables in historical cooking, check out Early Italian Recipes, Vegetables, Fruit, Herbs and Flowers. To learn about the transition between ancient and medieval cooking, read the Observazione Ciborum, Early Medieval Recipes at the Court of the Franks. To know more about medieval cuisine, check out Libro della Cucina, Medieval Tuscan Recipes, and Registrum Coquine, a medieval cookbook. To support our work, you can also buy us a beer and purchase our merchandise. You can find all the links in the description below. We cook the stuffed chard in a pan with olive oil and a bit of water. It was done in about 20 minutes, but the cooking time may change depending on the size and variety of the chard. You can serve them hot or cold, dressed with garum, vinegar and olive oil. This stuffed chard was excellent, with a great blend of sweet and spicy flavors. It would make a great appetizer for a Roman banquet, along with olives, eggs and a frittata, such as lettuce patina or concicla commodiana, as well as a good side dish for a main course, for example pork stew with red wine or pork chops. You find the links to the videos in the description below. If you're interested in ancient foods and flavors, subscribe our channel and consider supporting us on Patreon.